The relentless rain beat a staccato rhythm against the taxi window, mirroring the frantic pace of New York. Inside, Alex, a rising star in the tech world, fidgeted impatiently, his eyes glued to his watch. He was late, unforgivably late, for a meeting that could make or break his fledgling company. The weight of the potential deal pressed heavily on his shoulders, a knot of anxiety tightening in his chest. As the taxi crawled through the gridlocked streets, Alex's gaze fell upon a heart-wrenching sight. Huddled beneath a tattered umbrella, a young woman, Claire, struggled to shield herself and her baby, Tom, from the downpour. The baby's cries pierced the monotonous drone of the traffic, tugging at Alex's heartstrings. He saw the desperation in Claire's eyes, the exhaustion etched on her face, and a wave of empathy washed over him, momentarily eclipsing his own worries. In a moment of impulsive compassion, he flung open the taxi door and stepped into the deluge. The cold rain stung his face, a stark contrast to the warmth that bloomed in his chest. "Here," he said, offering Claire his umbrella. "Take this." Claire looked up, surprise mingling with gratitude in her eyes. "Thank you, sir," she murmured, accepting the umbrella with a hesitant hand. Alex's gaze shifted to the shivering baby. "He's cold," he observed, his voice thick with concern. Tears welled up in Claire's eyes. "We both are," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. "We have nowhere to go." Alex's heart ached for them. He couldn't bear the thought of them spending another night on the streets, exposed to the elements. Without a second thought, he made a decision that would alter the course of his life. "Listen," he said, his voice firm. "I have an apartment nearby. It's empty. You can stay there tonight." Claire's eyes widened in disbelief. "What? No, I couldn't possibly." "Please," Alex insisted, fishing his keys from his pocket. "It's the least I can do." He pressed the keys into her hand, the address glinting on the keychain. "Just take care of yourself and the little one," he said with a gentle smile, before turning and heading back to the waiting taxi. As the taxi pulled away, he glanced back at Claire and Tom, huddled together under his umbrella, a flicker of hope replacing the despair in their eyes. Hours later, Alex returned to his apartment, drenched and weary, yet his spirit felt strangely buoyant. The meeting had gone surprisingly well, the potential investors impressed by his passion and vision. But it was the thought of Claire and Tom that occupied his mind, a warmth spreading through him that had nothing to do with the success of his business venture. He unlocked the door, expecting to be greeted by silence and emptiness. Instead, the warm glow of lamplight spilled into the hallway, and the comforting aroma of brewing tea filled the air. Claire emerged from the kitchen, her face etched with a mixture of nerves and gratitude. "Buonasera, signor," she greeted him shyly. "I hope you don't mind. I made some tea." Alex's heart swelled. He surveyed the apartment, noting the subtle transformation she had wrought. A vase of wildflowers on the table, a neatly folded blanket on the couch. It was no longer just an apartment. It was a haven, imbued with a sense of home. In that moment, Alex realized that his act of kindness had ignited something far more profound than he could have ever imagined. A connection, tentative yet undeniable, had been forged between them, a bond that would soon blossom into an unexpected family. Over the following weeks, Alex found himself drawn back to the apartment more and more often. He'd arrive late from work, his mind buzzing with the day's challenges, only to find solace in Claire's quiet strength and Tom's infectious laughter. The apartment, once a sterile sanctuary of solitude, now pulsed with life and warmth. Claire, in turn, opened up to Alex, sharing her dreams and fears, her hopes for a better future for her son. She spoke of her struggles as a single mother, the challenges of finding work and affordable housing, the loneliness that had gnawed at her spirit. Alex listened patiently, his heart aching for her, his admiration for her resilience growing with each shared confidence. Alex, who had always prided himself on his self-reliance, discovered a newfound joy in helping Claire. He used his connections to secure her a job at a charming local cafe, owned by an old friend. He delighted in watching her blossom as she regained her confidence and independence, her laughter filling the cafe with a melody that rivaled the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, A043Q. In the evenings, Claire would teach Alex how to cook her grandmother's traditional recipes, transforming his kitchen into a culinary haven. The air would fill with the mouth-watering sense of Italy, and as they kneaded dough or stirred simmering sauces, they'd share stories, their laughter echoing through the once silent rooms. Tom, too, thrived in this newfound stability. His cries turned to giggles as Alex chased him around the apartment, their playful antics turning the once stark space into a playground of joy. Alex, who had never considered himself the fatherly type, found himself enchanted by the little boy's curiosity and boundless energy. He'd read Tom bedtime stories, their voices mingling in the soft lamplight, creating a tapestry of warmth and love. One crisp autumn evening, as they sat around the table, sharing a simple meal of pasta and laughter, Alex looked at Claire and Tom, a profound sense of contentment washing over him. He realized that in helping them, he had found something he hadn't even known he was missing: a sense of purpose, a feeling of belonging. "I never thought I'd find a family like this," he confessed, his voice thick with emotion. Claire reached across the table and took his hand. "Me neither," she whispered, her eyes shining with unshed tears. In that moment, Alex knew that he had stumbled upon something far more precious than any business deal, any accolade, any amount of money. He had found love, acceptance, and a sense of belonging that he had never known before. As the seasons turned, their bond deepened. Alex and Claire's love story unfolded amidst the backdrop of everyday life. Shared meals, stolen kisses, late-night conversations whispered under the covers. They discovered a shared passion for art, spending weekends exploring New York's museums and galleries, their hands intertwined as they admired masterpieces. They danced in the kitchen to old records, their laughter mingling with the music, creating a symphony of joy. Tom, growing into a bright and inquisitive toddler, became the center of their world, his laughter the soundtrack to their lives. Alex reveled in teaching Tom new words, watching his eyes light up with wonder as he discovered the world around him. Claire, in turn, marveled at the tenderness with which Alex cared for their son, a love that radiated from his every gesture. One sunny spring morning, Alex woke to the sound of Tom's excited squeals. He found Claire and Tom in the living room, sunlight streaming through the window, illuminating their faces with a golden glow. Claire held a small velvet box in her hands. "Alex," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I know this isn't traditional, but..." She opened the box, revealing a simple silver band. "Will you marry me?" Alex's heart skipped a beat. He looked at Claire, at Tom, at the life they had built together, and knew that he had found his home. "Yes," he said, his voice choked with emotion. 1,000 times yes. Their wedding was a small, intimate affair, held in the park where they had shared so many happy memories, surrounded by a handful of close friends and the radiant New Yorkese sunshine. Alex and Claire exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other, and Tom, forever. As the years passed, their family grew, their apartment filled with the pitter-patter of little feet and the joyous chaos of childhood. Alex's company flourished, fueled by his newfound sense of purpose and the unwavering support of his family. But his greatest success was the love and laughter that echoed through the walls of their home. And it all began with a simple act of kindness on a rainy day, a moment of compassion that had blossomed into a lifetime of love. Alex's story serves as a poignant reminder that the greatest gifts in life often come when we least expect them, and that sometimes the most profound connections are forged in the most unexpected of circumstances. What do you think about this story? Would you have ever hosted a strange woman with her baby in your home? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.